Chapter 11 Studying is difficult. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It went off without a hitch. I got my first spirit ring and I'm officially a spirit master now. Tang San figured there was no need to go into the details. Awesome, congrats, Tang San. Man, I'm so jealous. It's great having full innate soul power. I wish I could hit level 10 and become a soul master someday. Congrats. Amidst all the congratulations, Xiao Wu looked out of sorts, almost resentful, but Tang San was too busy soaking up the praise to notice, and nobody else picked up on it either. Tang San becoming a spirit master gave everyone a boost. Some of them doubled down on their training, using Tang San as their inspiration. Then, one morning, Wang Xing's screams echoed through Dorm 7, waking everyone up. Chu Zhao and Tang San, who had just gotten back from outside, thought something terrible had happened. Turns out, Wang Xing had broken through to level 10 and was just that excited about it. I did it. I'm at level 10. I'm gonna be a soul master soon. For Wang Xing, who only had level 1 innate soul power, this seemingly small step from level 9 to 10 was the result of almost 6 years of grinding. It was also a huge milestone in his life, the point where he could finally become a real soul master. Congrats. Way to go, Wang. You're the man. We're about to have another soul master in our dorm. Let's see who wants to mess with us now, ha ha ha. That everyone was stoked for Wang Xing, and he was so happy he didn't know what to do with himself. When Chu Zhao walked in, he practically tackled him, trying to give him a bear hug, but he ended up hugging Tang San instead, because Chu Zhao pushed him forward. Dude. Thanks a million. You're the one who told me human potential is limitless. You're the one who inspired me to train harder, and that's how I was able to break through to level 10 so fast. After hugging Tang San, Wang Xing looked at Chu Zhao, overflowing with gratitude. Wang Xing thought it would take him at least another 6 months to hit level 10, but he broke through in less than a month after school started. He credited it all to Chu Zhao and couldn't thank him enough. It sounds like you did all the work. You trained hard enough. Congrats on making it into the Soul Master Club. Chu Zhao didn't think he had anything to do with it. Everyone knew how hard Wang Xing worked. Some people joined him, others goofed off. It was just a choice they made. Still gotta thank you, man. Even though Chu Zhao said that, Wang Xing was still super grateful and even thumped his chest, making a promise. From now on, I'm your little brother for life. Anything you want, I'll do it. You say, jump, I say, how high. Nobody took these spur-of-the-moment promises too seriously, but time would tell. With help from the academy teacher, Wang Xing got himself a 10-year soul ring. Time flew by and the semester was almost over. Chu Zhao, Tang San, and Xiao Wu were looking forward to the vacation they'd been waiting for all year, but for Wang Xing and 2 other guys in Dorm 7, something else was coming. What? You're leaving? Xiao Wu's voice was a little too loud. Over the past year, Wang Xing and the others had been a big help. They got her food and cleaned up after her every day, and she was used to it. It was going to be weird without them. Yeah, we finished 6 years here, so we gotta move on. Wang Xing sounded bummed, but he knew he had to go. Are we going to the Intermediate Soul Master Academy? Tang San and Chu Zhao asked. I'm a spirit master now, so I can go to the Intermediate Soul Master Academy, but those 2 don't have spirit rings yet, so they can't. And I can't go either, tuition's too expensive. He'd finally made it to Soul Master after all that hard work, but he had to stop because he couldn't afford it. Wang Xing was so disappointed he could barely speak. How much does it cost to go to the Intermediate Soul Master Academy? Aren't there any scholarships or anything? Chu Zhao asked. The books didn't mention this, and he was still a freshman and didn't know much about it. Nope. Tuition's 5 gold soul coins a year, not counting all the other stuff. 0.5 gold soul coins was a serious hurdle for Wang Xing. He was a soul master now, so he got a 1 gold soul coin a month stipend, but he'd only been getting it for 10 months and he never saw any of it anyway. Wang Xing's living situation was still rough. He still slept under a quilt with holes in it and ate the cheapest food he could find. Didn't you save up some money before? Where's that? Wang Xing didn't answer. He just looked down and said nothing. Another roommate, who was close to Wang Sheng and also about to graduate, spoke up for him. Wang used all his savings to send money home. It's not in his hands anymore. Wang's dad said he was afraid Wang would blow it all, so he'd keep it safe for him. But, Wang, don't get mad. I gotta say it. Your dad did a messed up thing, and somebody's gotta say something. After shaking off Wang Xing's attempt to shut him up, his voice got even louder. Wang's dad got hooked on gambling and lost all the money Wang saved for tuition. Otherwise, Wang could have gone to the Intermediate Soul Master Academy, even if he had to live like a pauper. It's all his dad's fault. If. Who's he? He's my dad. Wang Xing raised his voice, trying to stop his friend from badmouthing his father. He's my dad. He was trying to convince himself more than anyone else. He was frustrated that he had such an irresponsible father. He wasn't asking for much, but his dad could at least not screw him over. Man. That's messed up. Your dad's the worst, Xiao Wu yelled, angry. She didn't really understand money and wanted to check her pockets to see if she could lend Wang Xing some, but she had nothing. Then she remembered she was always broke and owed Tang San money. Figuring Tang San was probably the richest guy in the dorm because he was so frugal. She looked at him and started acting all cute. Tang San, you must have a bunch of money saved up. Can you lend some gold soul coins to Wang Xing? Chu Zhao frowned. The words were nice enough, but they still made him uncomfortable. Before he could say anything, Wang Xing cut in. Nah, I'm good. Gambling's a bottomless pit. Even if I could scrape together enough money for this year's tuition, I wouldn't have it next year. I can't ask you to lend me money every year. Chapter 12 Teach him how to fish. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Although Wang Xing wasn't old, he'd seen some hard truths earlier than most. He knew the moment his dad blew his tuition money on gambling, there was no turning back. He couldn't bring himself to abandon him. At first, Tang San hesitated, worried his gold soul coins would be thrown away. Lending money was easy, getting it back was a nightmare, but Wang Xing's situation got to him. He pulled out 5 gold soul coins from his 24 bridges on the moonlight night belt and pressed them into Wang Xing's hand. Let's worry about next year. Pay your tuition and stick with school. Maybe things will turn around, and your uncle will quit gambling. 0.5 gold soul coins was a fortune for Tang San, half his family's savings. Thank you, Xiao Wu and third brother. Wang Xing held the coins, tears welling as he looked at Tang San and Xiao Wu, gratitude shining in his eyes. Here's something else. Take this to the academy, then find a store with Moonlight in its name. The owner will find you a job. The pay will be good. Chu Zhao took off the soapberry bracelet from her wrist and handed it to Wang Xing. Better to teach a man to fish, right? Wait, is it like the Moonlight grocery store where you work? Do they have branches in other cities? Tang San remembered Chu Zhao had a job sorting goods at a Moonlight store, and the pay was great. If he didn't like the blacksmith shop more, he would have switched. Yeah, there's a Moonlight grocery store in Nottingham. The ones in other cities seem to be restaurants, hotels, stuff like that. I've been there almost a year. I can recommend people. They'd probably hire you 3. Give it a shot. Chu Zhao said this because Wang Xing and the others seemed decent enough. Plus, they would just be doing basic work, so it didn't matter much who they hired. It would be better to hire someone familiar. Of course, they had no idea that she secretly owned those dozen or so shops with the Moonlight name. She just acted like a regular employee. Boss, thank you, you're too kind to us. Wang Xing and the others were incredibly touched. Wang Xing even started crying again. A good-paying job was harder to come by than a spot at the academy. Guys like them, with no talent or connections, would have to find some type of work to support themselves. Even if they got extremely lucky and became a great soul master, going to a big city or a fancy college was just a way to polish themselves up to find a better job. if Wangxing didn't want to let everyone down and wanted to see how far he could go as a soul master, he would have dropped out of school to go to work. With Wangxing's problems sorted, it was time to head home. Tang San would definitely go back to Holy Spirit Village to see his alcoholic father, even if he wouldn't be there this time. Chu Zhao planned to visit old Jack and bring him some gifts to thank him for his kindness. Xiao Wu, with nowhere to go and not wanting to go back to the Star Do Great Forest, wouldn't leave them alone. She wanted to go to Holy Spirit Village with them, no matter how they tried to talk her out of it. Xiao Wu was thrilled on the way. She didn't know if she would still be so excited if she knew that Tang San's alcoholic father was actually a titled Douluo. "Aren't you going to see Grandpa Jack?" Tang San raised an eyebrow, joking as he looked at Chu Zhao lugging bags of stuff. "Nah, let's go to your house first." Chu Zhao didn't mention she knew old Jack would be at Tang San's. Tang San figured Chu Zhao wanted to talk to his dad, so he didn't press it, but when he opened the door and only saw old Jack walking out with a letter, not Tang Hao, Tang San's smile vanished. After receiving the letter from Tang Hao, he was still in shock, and he felt like he had lost his soul. After Chu Zhao dropped old Jack off and left the thank you gift, she returned to her cabin and found Tang San and Xiao Wu sitting side by side in front of her door. "Who else could it be? Why are you hanging out at my place? I'm trying to mope here." Chu Zhao squatted down beside them, finding the two depressed kids a little funny. Xiao Wu just pointed at Tang San, telling Chu Zhao to cheer him up. Tang San said in a depressed tone, "Zhao Zhao, why did my father leave without saying goodbye? Does he hate me that much? Why would he hate you? Maybe he just hates goodbyes and didn't want to leave after seeing you. If it was me, I'd just slip away, and your dad at least left a letter." Even though Chu Zhao thought Tang Hao was being irresponsible leaving without a word, she knew what Tang San needed to hear right now. Tang San's mood lifted immediately, but he still felt nostalgic and down. "My father is my only family. Without him, my home isn't a home anymore. Without your dad, you still have friends like us. If you need family, Zhao Zhao and I can reluctantly be your sisters. Come on, Xiao San, call me sister, ha ha ha." Xiao Wu tried to lighten the mood. "I could be Tang San's sister, because I don't know his birthday either, but you're obviously younger than Tang San, how could you be his sister?" "Zhao Zhao's right. You're my sister, anyway. How did you become my older sister? And Zhao Zhao, don't pretend you forgot again. Didn't we measure your bone age a few months ago? Your birthday's in September, 1 month younger than Xiao Wu. Because you can't beat me, Tang San. When you beat me, I'll call you brother. For now, just call me sister Xiao Wu." After they messed around for a bit, Tang San finally snapped out of it, and Chu Zhao shooed them away. "Don't distract me from practicing, go have fun." No matter what, she had to stay in character as the hardworking one. Right now, Tang San, Xiao Wu and the others thought Chu Zhao worked so hard because she wasn't talented. Later, when they couldn't catch up with Chu Zhao, they realized what they had missed. At the moment, they just wanted Chu Zhao to relax and felt a little guilty. "You're pushing yourself too hard. Take it easy, or you'll burn out." "That's right, Xiao San's right. No, training makes me feel safer. In this world where the strong rule, if I don't get stronger and protect myself, I'm just waiting to die." Chapter 13: The Mystery of Life Experience. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After Chu Zhao finished speaking, she ignored their attempts to dissuade her and immediately started practicing. This world is full of powerful people, many of whom lack any sense of fair play, making them prone to attacking the weak. Tang San has Tang Hao and the Haotian sect in his corner. Xiao Wu has a 100,000-year-old soul beast watching her back, but all she has is a system, no powerful allies. She knows she needs to get stronger, fast, for her own peace of mind. Rest. She'll sleep when she's dead. Right now, she needs to make every minute count and focus on cultivating her power. Tang San and Xiao Wu exchanged glances, both feeling the same way. "I'll protect you from now on. You won't have to work so hard," Tang San blurted out, but then they realized they couldn't even protect themselves at the moment. How could they guarantee her safety? So, both of them started pushing themselves to the limit, ready to risk everything together. Later, as the group prepared to leave Holy Soul Village for Nodding College, Chu Zhao went to say goodbye to old Jack. That's when he brought up something that happened 4 years ago. Xiao Chu, you've learned a lot since then, but don't rush into looking for your family. You were unconscious that night 4 years ago. You don't know what it was like when we found you. I thought you were the only one who brought me back to Holy Soul Village, Grandpa Jack. Chu Zhao asked. She didn't have the original owner's memories. She knew that, according to the villagers, old Jack had found her abandoned outside the village. And since he was the first person she saw when she woke up, she had no reason to doubt it. Well, Tang Hao was there, too. We both found you at the same time. It was a rainy night, and I couldn't sleep because of the thunder. I heard noises outside the village, so I went to investigate. Tang Hao was standing at the entrance, with a pile of bodies in front of him. He dug you out of the pile and handed you over to me. Then he dug a hole himself and buried all the bodies. Listening to old Jack's story, Chu Zhao was stunned. The original owner's background sounded anything but ordinary. It was like something was being hidden. Who were those people? Why was I lying with the dead? Chu Zhao pressed old Jack for more information, worried that the original owner's enemies might think she was still alive and come looking for her. She finally understood why this body had been so fragile when she first arrived, her internal organs damaged and a strange poison almost reaching her lungs. It had taken her 3 years just to get her body back into shape. According to Tang Hao, there were 2 groups. One was there to protect you, the other to kill you. They ended up wiping each other out, and you were the only one who made it out alive. That's all old Jack knew. The sight of so many corpses had terrified him. Tang Hao had taken charge, and he hadn't really understood what was happening. He'd only learned these details later. Lucky escape. The original owner was probably dead. It was her soul that had somehow taken over. This made Chu Zhao sense a lurking danger in the shadows. It sounds like he's the only one who knows what really happened. How much of Tang Hao's story to old Jack, and old Jack's story to her, was true? Only Tang Hao knew for sure. You're all grown up now, and I don't know how much longer I'll be around. So, I'm giving you this now. Maybe it'll give you some clues. But be careful. Find someone to watch your back before you start looking for your family. Old Jack pulled a cloth bag from his pocket and opened it, revealing a ruby necklace. Chu Zhao instantly knew it wasn't just any necklace. It was an advanced storage soul tool. This necklace was around your neck when we found you. It has the character, Chu, engraved on the back. Old Jack placed the necklace in Chu Zhao's hand. Did Tang Hao see this necklace? She asked. No, he didn't know about the necklace. I never told anyone. I've been keeping it safe until now. Old Jack gave her a knowing smile, as if to say, I'm pretty clever. Thank you, Grandpa Jack. Old Jack was a good man to have protected such a precious necklace all this time. Her respect for him deepened even more. Remember to keep the stuff I brought back for yourself, Grandpa. It's all good stuff. You're going to live a long time. You have to see Holy Soul Village produce another soul saint, or even a higher-level soul master. Chu Zhao hugged old Jack, feeling reluctant to leave Holy Soul Village, but life is a road of constant partings and brief reunions. The storage soul tool old Jack had carefully kept for 4 years turned out to be spacious. It was mostly filled with princess dresses and dolls, the kinds of things little girls like. Chu Zhao finally found a few locked boxes tucked away in a corner. They were cleverly made and wouldn't be easy to open. But Chu Zhao wasn't giving up. Back in her dormitory, she placed one of the boxes on the ground, ready to break it open with brute force using the Grim Reaper's scythe. But Tang San stopped her. Don't. That box is rigged to self-destruct. If you force it open, it'll destroy itself. Tang San said anxiously, worried she wouldn't believe him. Can you open it? Chu Zhao asked him, believing him now. She looked at Tang San expectantly. He was from the Tang clan in Shu. He'd probably know best. Let me take a look. Relieved that Chu Zhao believed him, Tang San took the box and examined it carefully. He shook his head in disappointment and surprise. I can't open it either. It needs a key. Any other way will cause it to self-destruct and possibly cause a small explosion. Where did you get this? Why isn't there a key? Grandpa Jack gave it to me. I think it might hold the key to my past, so I want to see what's inside. Unable to force it open, Chu Zhao reluctantly put the box back into the storage soul tool. I see. I wish I could open it, Tang San said. He knew a little about Chu Zhao's story, how she had been abandoned outside Holy Spirit Village as a child and how Elder Jack had taken her in and helped her survive. Compared to that, he was pretty lucky. At least he had a father, even if he'd left after 7 years. Chapter 14, Sadness of Separation, Sudden Reunion. You are listening at novelfull.audio. But Chu Zhao's different. Found wandering near Holy Soul Village when she was barely 3, it's a miracle she survived. That made Tang San think of his past life and feel a pang of sympathy for her. Here, take this silent sleeve arrow I made. For self-defense. Tang San handed over the sleeve arrow he'd originally intended for Xiao Wu, patiently showing Chu Zhao how to use it. You're giving it to me? That she hadn't expected to get her hands on something like this. Who else would I give it to? We've known each other for ages. You don't have a spirit ring, so it's only right I give you a hidden weapon to protect yourself. Looking at the sleeve arrow in her hands, Tang San felt it wasn't enough. If he could make a whole set of mechanical hidden weapons, Chu Zhao could probably take down a soul elder without breaking a sweat. He resolved to work harder. Hidden weapons need materials, and materials cost gold soul coins. His main income right now was the Soul Master stipend, and he'd heard that great soul masters get 10 gold soul coins a month. Chu Zhao, now in Tang San's debt, thought about how she could help him out. A few days later, Nodding City had a brand new moonlight blacksmith shop. After buying out several existing shops, they poached Tang San, offering him a salary that dwarfed what he was making before. Tang San's mission to save up for materials suddenly got a whole lot easier. First, Chu Zhao had deep pockets. Second, Tang San was a natural blacksmith and worth every penny. Life at Nodding College was too quiet. By the end of their second year, Chu Zhao had dropped out. Why are you leaving, too? Isn't it better if you stay? Tang San was stunned. Chu Zhao was the third person he met after coming to this world. His dad, Tang Hao, was gone, and old Jack was back in Holy Soul Village. He thought she'd be around for the long haul, but it looked like they were parting ways sooner than expected. Nope. Chu Zhao was blunt. This place isn't for me. If I stay, I'm just going to become another run-of-the-mill spirit master. But what will you do out there? Tang San tried to talk her out of it, unable to accept that she was leaving. Xiao Wu, practically bristling with anger, chimed in, why do you want to leave? Aren't you happy with us? I can do tons of things. There's more to life than just one path. The world's huge, and I want to explore it. Chu Zhao answered Tang San first, then turned to Xiao Wu. Of course I'm happy, but happiness isn't the only thing a person needs. We were bound to go our separate ways eventually. This just speeds things up. But we'll see each other again. Chu Zhao was set on leaving. She'd already applied to withdraw. She just wanted to say goodbye because they were classmates. Moonlight Hotel, Nordex City, Fasno Province. Seriously? Why are you two following me? Wang Sheng, okay, but what's with you, Xiao Qinyu? You're supposed to be inheriting a fortune. Chu Zhao looked across the table at the two guys and sighed. She shouldn't have gotten involved. She had hired spirit masters to handle stuff like this. It wasn't her job to jump in. If Wang Sheng can do it, I can do it even better. And as for the family fortune, my dad has more than one son. Getting a share is a whole different story. Xiao Qinyu, the former boss of Nodding College, was dead serious. Next to him was Wang Sheng, from Dorm 7 at Nodding. He'd grown up and looked totally different, but he still liked to puff out his chest when he talked. Boss, we were your underlings before, and I said I'd pay you back. So, I'm gonna repay you by staying your underling and working for you. A few days earlier, Chu Zhao had been traveling north after leaving Notting College. Passing through Nordex City, she saw some spirit masters causing trouble at her Moonlight Hotel. Seeing that they only had level 32 spirit power, she decided to practice a little, and without using her martial soul, gave them a beatdown. As luck would have it, Xiao Qinyu and Wang Sheng were in Nordex City and saw the whole thing. Who knew what they were thinking, but they were determined to be her underlings and work for her. Are you sure? This gig is different from what you're used to, you know. We know. But we think we have a better future with you. Xiao Qinyu was brutally honest. His innate spirit power wasn't great. He'd be lucky to become a low-level soul master in this life, nothing special, but Chu Zhao taking down a soul master without using her martial soul, that was something else. It reminded Xiao Qinyu of what she'd said when they first met 2 years ago: human potential is unlimited, and martial spirit and soul power can't measure everything. Yeah, I get it. Gotta repay the favor. A man's gotta keep his word. Wang Sheng just kept bringing up the favor, emphasizing that he was a man of his word. His soul master stipend was always taken by his dad, but he got to keep what he earned working part-time at the Moonlight Hotel. After saving up 5 gold soul coins, he immediately paid Tang San back. Seeing how serious they were, Chu Zhao decided to give it a shot. You can come with me, but I'm not taking just anyone. If you can't meet my standards, you can leave any time. Xiao Qinyu and Wang Sheng were both around 13 or 14 years old. They were still one-ring soul masters, and seemed a long way from reaching the second ring. They might not have much talent for martial arts, but from what she'd seen over the past 2 years, their character was solid and they could be trained. Chu Zhao had big plans. She'd need to hire a lot of people down the road, and different fields required different skills. Character was what she valued most. Xiao Qinyu and Wang Sheng chimed in together. No problem. We can definitely meet your standards. They were soon in training mode. Training alongside them were several other young men who were ready to give up on becoming spirit masters because of their poor backgrounds and limited martial arts talent. Chu Zhao had carefully selected each one. Over the past 2 years, she'd completed a few small tasks, and the rewards she got were perfect for teaching them. She soon realized that it wasn't that these people didn't need to cultivate their martial souls, they just hadn't found the right way to do it. Ordinary meditation practice wasn't for everyone. Chapter 15. One sentence scolded him twice. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Sheng and Xiao Qinyu boosted their training speed like crazy. Before they even hit 14, they became full-fledged great soul masters. They never dreamed they could level up that fast. This trip to hunt soul rings also opened their eyes to Chu Zhao's real power. A soul master? Am I seeing things? An 8-year-old soul master. Wang Sheng rubbed his eyes, still not believing it. Why are those soul rings so different? You see right. A 3-ring soul master, with 3 purple soul rings, Xiao Qinyu finally said, picking his jaw up off the floor. He was in total disbelief. This world's wild, or we're just that lucky to witness a soul master with 3 purple rings, he continued. Alright, knock it off, Chu Zhao said, wiping blood off his face. Especially you, Wang Sheng. That soul beast is yours. Finish it and grab the soul ring. Don't waste time. Got it. Wang Sheng snapped out of it, rushing forward and finishing the soul beast with a dagger. Pumped. When the yellow soul ring floated out, he looked back at Chu Zhao, shocked and grateful. He couldn't believe Chu Zhao had taken down a 100-year soul beast, and he sure didn't expect to get a 100-year soul ring himself, something usually reserved for the rich kids. Wang Sheng was stoked with his 100-year soul ring, but Chu Zhao wasn't thrilled with it being only around 700 years old. If Wang Sheng and his buddy hadn't started late and had such a weak foundation, needing a soul ring to toughen up their bodies, Chu Zhao wouldn't have let them settle for something so early. Boss, Wang Sheng already got a 100-year spirit ring. Xiao Qinyu gave Chu Zhao a cheesy grin, already thinking about his own second ring. Can you hook me up with a 100-year ring too? Like Wang Sheng's? I can't let him show me up, he asked. You wanna try bonding with that kind of soul beast? Chu Zhao was just messing with him. What? Xiao Qinyu totally took it the wrong way and got bummed out, but he didn't push it with Chu Zhao. Seeing his reaction, Chu Zhao stopped teasing and laid out the plan. That soul beast is all about power. Wang Sheng's War Tiger martial soul is perfect for it. Your Silver Wolf martial soul is better suited for agility and attacks. I'll find you a fast soul beast later. Awesome, thanks, boss. Xiao Qinyu was hyped and trusted Chu Zhao's judgment completely. Chu Zhao was hooking them up with stuff they couldn't even imagine. Chu Zhao helped them out, and they became even more loyal. Later, after everyone had their spirit rings, Chu Zhao and the guys ran into some familiar faces while heading out of the Star Do Great Forest. Since both groups were trying to leave, they decided to walk out together. Zhao Zhao, Wang Sheng, Xiao Qinyu. What are you doing here? Tang San was surprised and happy to see them. Standing with him were Master Yu Xiaojiang and the nodding college dean. All three looked a little roughed up, like they'd been through a fight. Seemed like he was getting his second spirit ring for Tang San. What do you think we're doing? Getting a spirit ring, duh. But last I saw, you were almost level 20, Tang San. You're not just now getting your second spirit ring, are you? Chu Zhao asked. You guessed it. Just got my second one, Tang San admitted. He'd actually hit level 20 a while back, but he wanted to hunt spirit rings with Xiao Wu. She wasn't level 20 yet, so he came alone. So, you're here for spirit rings, too? Who's getting one? You? Tang San's last 3 words were full of hope. He was rooting for Chu Zhao, knowing how hard she worked. Tang San, you're... Wang Sheng was about to brag, when he was cut off. It's me, Chu Zhao said. She was planning on playing it cool to surprise them, but it was time to show her hand. Right on. You hit level 10 in just over 2 years. You're even more talented than I thought. You'll go further than me for sure, Yu Xiaojiang said, praising him. The praise was almost insulting. How could he even mention talent when talking to someone with such low innate soul power? Shouldn't he be talking about hard work? And why compare an 8-year-old to a 50-year-old soul master? Ridiculous. Chu Zhao, don't sell yourself short, Yu Xiaojiang continued. Remember, there's no such thing as a useless martial soul, just useless soul masters. Even if you start with tough odds, you can still work wonders. Yu Xiaojiang was trying to encourage Chu Zhao, seeing a bit of himself in him. But he didn't have a clue how to do it right. Tang San, however, was completely sold on Yu Xiaojiang's words and didn't see anything wrong. Wang Sheng and Xiao Qinyu knew something was off. If they hadn't been held back, they'd have jumped in. Tang San just nodded along, agreeing with Yu Xiaojiang. Teacher's right. There are no useless martial souls, just useless soul masters. Zhao Zhao, you work so hard, you'll definitely make it, he said. Aha, Chu Zhao said, nodding distractedly. This was too much. She let out a nervous laugh. There are no useless martial souls, just useless soul masters. The way he said it sounded like an insult to Yu Xiaojiang. Tang San was such a loyal, and clueless, disciple. Yu Xiaojiang was really, remembering that Yu Xiaojiang was Tang San's teacher, Chu Zhao cleared his head of the crazy thoughts. What he was saying was too harsh. How did you guys end up together? What a coincidence, Tang San asked, his tone a little resentful. We just bumped into each other. We both worked for Moonlight Company. When I got moved to a different job, I ended up at the restaurant where Wang Sheng works. We're co-workers, Chu Zhao explained, using a half-truth to avoid giving too much away, since when weren't the boss and the chef considered colleagues? Oh, okay, Tang San said, believing her. He smiled, joking. Chapter 16 Alarm Alarm Alarm. You are listening at novelfull.audio. If Xiao Wu knew I'd bump into you hunting spirit rings, she'd kick herself for not tagging along. She missed you like crazy these past 6 months. Tang San, feeling grateful for their bond, was in high spirits. Don't sweat it. The world's a small place. We'll cross paths again for sure. Chu Zhao said this with confidence. Her plan to build an agricultural empire hit a snag because civilians on Douluo Continent can't own too much land, only nobles can buy unlimited amounts of land and even have their own fiefdoms, but becoming a noble isn't exactly a walk in the park for commoners here. Even with her soul master strength, Chu Zhao might scrape by with the lowest title, but the restrictions are a killer. Having read the original story, she quickly cooked up another scheme. She'll enter the Continental Elite High-Level Soul Master competition, kick butt and score a sweet title. Tang San, Xiao Wu, and the gang are destined to join that competition too. I'm looking forward to our next meeting. Next time, let's throw down. Tang San, clueless about how soon that next meeting would be, said. Deal. Next time, we'll have a good spar. But their next encounter came way sooner than Chu Zhao anticipated, 3.5 years later. No freaking way, Zhu Qing. I didn't realize you were such a sap. That Dai jerks put you through the ringer, nearly got you killed, and you're still chasing after him. Chu Zhao, after venting, regretted asking the seriously injured Zhu Qing for help because of a soft-hearted impulse. She couldn't help but help her this time, and ended up getting herself angry. What can you say? Respect other people's choices and don't be a busybody. Well, I'm going to find him. For Zhu Qing, who was usually tight-lipped, saying those 5 words was like a verbal explosion. If she had been more clear, Chu Zhao might not have felt so speechless. He's living the high life in the Tiando Empire. Always surrounded by women, a new one every day. What exactly are you hoping to get out of this? Chu Zhao said with a dramatic sigh. Are you after his irresistible charm, his advanced age, his questionable morals, or his role as a pawn? She didn't understand. How could someone who looked so cold and aloof be so blinded by love? It didn't compute. How do you know? Zhu Qing shot back, clearly not buying Chu Zhao's story. How do I know? I'm from the Tiando Empire. He's famous there. They called him Dai Mubai, the evil-eyed white tiger, the playboy extraordinaire. Her tone dripped with disdain. Chu Zhao was all about her career, and she respected those who were driven. By contrast, she disliked promiscuous people. Zhu Qing went silent for a long time. Just when Chu Zhao thought she was ready to move on from love to something more productive, she spoke again, uttering a rare, long sentence. I want to see him anyway. Chu Zhao, ugh. What a waste. Not only did Zhu Qing insist on going to Shrek Academy to hunt down Dai Mubai, but she also wanted Chu Zhao to come with her. Chu Zhao didn't want to join the party at Shrek Academy. Wouldn't it be better to use this time to kiss up to Xue Qinghe, grease the wheels, and get her own Advanced Soul Master Academy approved ASAP? However, some news prompted Chu Zhao to join in the fun and accompany Zhu Qing to Shrek Academy outside Soto City. We're running late, huh? This line is insane. And the sun's blazing. The lazy Chu Zhao took out an automatic wheelchair with a parasol from her storage soul tool and plopped down. After telling Zhu Qing, wake me when it's our turn, she went back to her practice. Zhu Qing had grown accustomed to Chu Zhao's habit of practicing anytime, anywhere, and wasn't surprised anymore. But the others didn't know. Seeing Chu Zhao like this, they figured she had a leg problem. People started whispering. Xiao Wu and Tang San, standing at the front, noticed the commotion and turned around. He saw Chu Zhao sitting in a wheelchair at a glance and recognized her quickly. The 12-year-old Chu Zhao grew up almost proportionally. Xiao San, is that Zhao Zhao? Why is she in a wheelchair? Xiao Wu jumped to the wrong conclusion and covered her mouth, on the verge of tears. After the initial shock, Tang San calmed down. He used his purple demon eyes to scan Chu Zhao's legs, breathed a sigh of relief, and felt a little speechless. She's fine. She's perfectly fine. Huh. Then why the wheelchair? Xiao Wu didn't get it. In her mind, wheelchairs were for people with leg problems, but that's what a normal person would do, and Chu Zhao is obviously not a normal person. Look at her calves. They don't look injured at all. She's obviously thinks waiting in line is a waste of time and is cramming in practice. After confirming that Chu Zhao's legs were healthy, Tang San quickly pieced things together. and became even more speechless. Chu Zhao was wearing a black knee-length dress, which made her exposed calves look white and straight, with smooth and delicate skin. After Xiao Wu looked closer, she realized Tang San was right and breathed a sigh of relief. Oh, I get it. Xiao Wu also envied Chu Zhao's wheelchair. I should have gotten a wheelchair sooner. It would be so comfy to sit like that and have you push me around. Tang San, facepalm. Chu Zhao was practicing seriously. Zhu Zhuqing, being a no-nonsense type, wouldn't disturb her until it was their turn. Only after paying 20 gold soul coins and wanting to measure their bone age, open their martial souls, and check their soul rings did she wake up Chu Zhao. Our turn already. Chu Zhao's legs were a little numb, and she tried to stand up but failed. Not wanting to hold up the line, she just sat down and reached out her hand, confirming the leg problem rumor. Bone age checks out, show us your martial spirits and spirit rings. Zhu Zhuqing naturally had 2 yellow spirit rings, and Chu Zhao used the Changxing Gong to disguise his soul rings into 2 yellow ones. As the two were activating their martial spirits and spirit rings, a murmur arose behind them. Hold on, there's an extra person. And she's with Zhu Zhuqing. Something's not right. At the same time, the 2 systems bound to Chu Zhao simultaneously issued beeping alarm sounds. Her hunch was right. Alarm, alarm, alarm. Chapter 17 Traveler. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The system has detected an unknown soul fluctuation. A transmigrator has appeared next to the host. Please be careful. The combined voices of the 2 systems buzzed uncomfortably. Chu Zhao didn't turn around, but she knew the transmigrator was right behind her. She'd come to Shrek Academy because she'd heard about him. Apparently, a young guy with weird mannerisms had been asking around Nodding City about Tang San and Xiao Wu. Once he learned they'd graduated from Nodding College, he headed straight for Shrek Academy just outside Soto City. Way too convenient. Plus, Moonlight Company's investigation revealed he was originally from the Star Luo Empire, but his personality had completely changed overnight, and he traveled all that way to Nodding City and Soto City. Chu Zhao couldn't help but suspect he was another transmigrator who knew the plot. Determined to figure it out, she'd suddenly changed her plans and come to Shrek Academy. Zhao Zhao, that wheelchair of yours looks super comfy. It even moves on its own. Tang San and Xiao Wu, who'd finished their tests earlier and were waiting nearby, came over as soon as Chu Zhao completed her exam. Even though they knew Chu Zhao was just being lazy, they still instinctively reached for her wheelchair to push her along. Xiao Wu, however, was surprised to see the wheelchair moving steadily forward without anyone pushing it. Tang San, ever the craftsman, was already checking it out, wanting to take it apart. You like it? I'll get you a new one next time, make it pink. Yay! Xiao Wu grinned, pink being her favorite color. Even after not seeing you for a few years, you don't seem strange at all. You know him? A tall, blonde man asked, his gaze fixed on Zhu Zhuqing. This was Dai Mubai, the evil-eyed white tiger. I do, boss Dai. Let me introduce you. This is my and Xiao Wu's good friend, Chu Zhao. Tang San only knew Chu Zhao, so he only introduced Chu Zhao. I'm Zhu Zhuqing. Zhu Zhuqing introduced herself, still reserved and with a cool tone. Dai Mubai's eyes lit up at her name, a flash of pride in them. Zhao Zhao, this is a friend we met yesterday, Dai Mubai. He's also a student at Shrek Academy. Tang San introduced Dai Mubai to Chu Zhao and the others. Noticing Dai Mubai's persistent attention on Zhu Zhuqing, Chu Zhao smiled knowingly. I know him. I saw quite the show last night. Seeing their blank looks, Chu Zhao elaborated. Yesterday, Zhu Zhuqing and I were staying at the Moonlight Hotel and happened to witness a brawl over a couple's suite with a starry ceiling. 2 guys and 3 women were involved. It was more exciting than anything in the arena. After that explanation, everyone got the picture. It's all your fault, you playboy. You made me look bad in front of Zhao Zhao. Xiao Wu stamped her foot, glaring at Dai Mubai. Since Zhu Zhuqing's identity was now confirmed, Dai Mubai, wanting to impress, immediately changed the subject and suggested they skip the 2nd level and go straight to the 4th. Let's just head to the 4th level. This, of course, raised eyebrows, leading to everyone testing their spirit power. The crystal balls lit up one after another. After Xiao Wu, Tang San, and Zhu Zhuqing were done, they handed the crystal ball to Chu Zhao. Chu Zhao looked at the level 30 testing crystal ball and handed it to Ning Rongrong, who just exclaimed, "I can go straight to the 4th level too." Test first. Ning Rongrong took the crystal ball and tested herself. Her spirit power was exactly level 27. As she was about to return it to Chu Zhao, a hand snatched it from her. "I'm over level 25, no, I think I'm level 29, that the young man in white declared dramatically, the crystal ball in his hand indeed glowing brightly, almost as bright as Tang San's. "Oh my god, another level 29, and only 12. How are they so powerful? He looks even younger than the first guy. And cuter." Having passed his impromptu test, he basked in the distant praise, then leaned down, smiled, and offered the crystal ball to Chu Zhao. "Miss, your turn." Even though this guy was good-looking and dressed normally, everyone felt inexplicably uneasy around him. Chu Zhao felt it too, and knew instinctively that this stranger was curious about her as an anomaly and wanted to gauge her strength. Chu Zhao took the crystal ball and channeled her spirit power into it. The crystal ball shone brilliantly for a moment, then shattered into pieces on the ground. Silence fell. Amidst a wave of gasps, Chu Zhao said, a little embarrassed, "Sorry, I forgot I just had a breakthrough and accidentally broke the crystal ball. Here's compensation." She pulled out a small bag of gold soul coins, stood up, and handed it to the person in charge of the 2nd level, taking the crystal ball from him. "You're already above level 30. The surrounding exclamations were uniform, the surprised cries of Tang San and the others, including the unknown transmigrator. I wonder how many people gasped after hearing this and made outstanding contributions to improving global warming. "Isn't it obvious?" Chu Zhao gestured to the crystal shards on the ground, her tone utterly innocent. 6 people who can go straight to the 4th level, and 1 above level 30, this year. The dean will be thrilled, and I might finally get a raise. The 2nd level supervisor grinned, showing all his teeth, then directed Dai Mubai to take them to the 4th level. "Zhao Zhao, how are you leveling up so fast? Your spirit power is higher than mine and Tang San's. Isn't your innate spirit power only level 1? Is it your hard work?" As Xiao Wu recovered from the shock, she became curious about Chu Zhao's strength, but before Chu Zhao could answer, someone started to choke. "No way, your innate spirit power is only level 1. How could you cultivate to level 30 so quickly? Did you use some shady tricks?" It was the transmigrator Chu Zhao had identified. His voice was shrill and loud, as if afraid no one would hear him. "Watch your mouth." Tang San and Xiao Wu snapped in unison. Zhu Zhuqing, never one for words, simply glared coldly at the transmigrator. Stared down by the 3 of them, the transmigrator took a step back, but still stubbornly stood his ground. Chapter 18: The Target of the Traveler. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I didn't say anything out of line. Normally, someone with a level 1 innate soul power couldn't cultivate this fast. Only an evil spirit master could pull that off. Tang San cut him off, unable to listen any longer. He glanced around and noticed Dai Mubai and Ning Rongrong wearing strange expressions. They clearly doubted Chu Zhao's claim of going from level 1 to level 30 in just 6 years, but since they weren't close to her, they kept their doubts to themselves. "Shut up. Zhao Zhao isn't an evil spirit master. She cultivates so fast because she works hard, practically 24/7. You have no idea, so don't talk trash." Xiao Wu and Tang San were clearly upset. If Chu Zhao hadn't stepped in, they might have thrown down right there. Xiao Wu instantly regretted bringing it up. Even though Tang San and Xiao Wu weren't that old, they could be intimidating when angered. The time traveler was spooked enough to shut his mouth. "Actually, my innate soul power wasn't level 1, Chu Zhao announced, grabbing Tang San and Xiao Wu to keep the peace. "What? But we awakened our martial spirits together?" Tang San asked, confused. He distinctly remembered the crystal ball barely lighting up. It was definitely level 1. Maybe the crystal ball malfunctioned. Remember how I asked you guys what it felt like to cultivate to level 10? Yeah, that's right. Tang San recalled Chu Zhao asking him, Xiao Wu, Xiao Qinyu, and Wang Xing separately, and their answers were pretty similar. Well, no matter how I practiced, it always felt like you described, like my soul power was stuck at level 10. At first, I thought I was imagining things, just wanting to level up too much. But after 2 or 3 years, it was still the same, so I got another crystal ball to test it. And this time, it showed your soul power was level 10. Tang San finished her sentence, a complicated expression on his face. Exactly. 0.6 years ago, when Chu Zhao tested her innate soul power, whether it was the system's fault or the crystal balls, her soul power was only showing level 1. She preferred to blame the crystal ball. How could her cheating ways be wrong? The others were stunned by the story, some even feeling bad for Chu Zhao. What awful luck. The crystal ball messed up her initial soul power reading. So, her innate soul power wasn't level 1, which explained everything. That's outrageous. All that wasted time and effort. Tang San exclaimed, his voice full of indignation. He was genuinely angry. You thought your innate soul power was only level 1. That must have been devastating. If you hadn't worked so hard, you could have wasted all that time. He couldn't bear to think about the what-ifs. Compared to the lost potential, the gold soul coin subsidy was nothing. But I didn't waste my time, did I? I actually pushed myself even harder, and now I'm ahead of all of you. Chu Zhao reassured him, eager to move on. Let's hurry to the next level. No time to waste. The group followed Dai Mubai, resuming their chatter as they headed towards the 4th level. Tang San was especially curious about Shrek Academy. As Dai Mubai went on and on about Shrek Academy's glorious past, Chu Zhao couldn't resist chiming in, especially when he said, the most outstanding student is now the youngest elder in the Spirit Hall, with authority second only to the Pope. Chu Zhao couldn't help herself, that was just too much. Wow, is Shrek Academy really that amazing? A title Douluo in his 30s. That's incredible. We definitely came to the right place. A title Douluo in his 30s. What's that supposed to mean? Tang San and Xiao Wu didn't get the implication, repeating Chu Zhao's words. The others were confused, looking at Chu Zhao. Doesn't Shrek Academy only accept 12-year-old students? And Shrek Academy has been around for 20 years, so the most outstanding student would be 32, maybe 33 at most. Right, that math checks out, Tang San and Xiao Wu confirmed, following Chu Zhao's line of thinking. But as far as I know, becoming an elder in the Spirit Hall requires reaching the title Douluo rank. Right? After Chu Zhao's explanation, everyone realized something was amiss. Dai Mubai, as a member of Shrek, looked increasingly uncomfortable. Yeah, that's how it is. Tang San nodded, still amazed that an academy could train such a young title Douluo. He wondered if he could achieve the same. Wait, does that mean there's a title Douluo in the academy too? Xiao Wu paled, clutching Chu Zhao's arm. Probably not. Title Douluo are still pretty rare, Chu Zhao said, trying to reassure her. Dai Mubai's face darkened further as he struggled to find a logical explanation. Just as he was at a loss, the time traveler jumped in to confront Chu Zhao. Why are you questioning it? There's no way a title Douluo could appear in their 30s. The Spirit Hall has honorary elders who don't need to be title Douluo. Our senior must be an honorary elder. Yes, that's it, an honorary elder. Dai Mubai quickly agreed. The time traveler shot a provocative look at Chu Zhao, who was not about to back down. But the status of an honorary elder is determined by a token. No matter how strong or weak they are, as long as they have the token, even a child can be an honorary elder. Besides, the honorary elder's authority isn't as great as you're making it out to be. Saying they're second only to the Pope is ridiculous. Chu Zhao returned his challenging gaze. How do you know all this? Who are you? The time traveler demanded, staring intently at Chu Zhao. She knew too much, this person shouldn't exist in the plot. Is she also a time traveler who knows the plot, just like me? Otherwise, how could she know so much? Knowing he wanted to test her, his eyes revealed his emotions, but Chu Zhao refused to say anything and deliberately gave another explanation. Chapter 19 The Time Traveler #039, S Opportunity. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I just run a small business and, I do some deals with Spirit Hall, so I hear things. And it wasn't a total lie. Moonlight Trading Company did have tons of business with Spirit Hall, supplying them with high-quality food and fruits year-round. How'd you find out all this stuff? Chu Zhao wanted to see what this guy was about, but she was giving him way too much credit. Mind your own business, why don't you? Seriously. With words like that, he probably hadn't been around for very long before this whole time travel thing happened. Chu Zhao just shook her head and chuckled. What a waste of time. She'd actually been worried he might be a threat, even coming to Shrek Academy just to keep an eye on him. Guess she was wrong. Even so, Chu Zhao wasn't letting her guard down completely. There was still something about this guy, because after he snapped at her, she'd felt a slight surge in his power. Anyway, after that little blip, they made it to level 4 pretty quick. Level 4 was still a 6-person deal, where they had to last for as long as an incense stick burned while dealing with Soul Saint Zhao Wuji. They didn't all know each other, so they had to introduce themselves. That's when Chu Zhao learned the time traveler's name and what his deal was. I'm Tang San. My spirit is Blue Silver Grass, a control-type spirit master at level 29. Xiao Wu, I'm a rabbit, a level 29 attack-type battle spirit master. Zhu Zhuqing. Ghost Cat. Level 27 agility attack battle spirit master. Ning Rongrong, 7 treasures glazed tile pagoda. Level 26 auxiliary weapon spirit master. Shi Yang, War Wolf, level 29 strong attack spirit master. Chu Zhao, Scythe, level 30 strong attack weapon spirit master. Ha! That's a riot. A scythe? Is that what you use to mow the lawn? You must be great at cutting grass. They rattled off their spirits and power levels in order, and as soon as Chu Zhao finished, Shi Yang burst out laughing, and because of him, everyone overlooked Ning Rongrong, who should have been the one everyone was talking about. What's wrong with a scythe? Xiao Wu glared at Shi Yang. Yeah, what's wrong with mowing the lawn? Tang San didn't show his anger, but he had a few hidden weapons ready to go between his fingers. Huh? Did they say someone died laughing? Who died? I didn't see anyone die. Chu Zhao gets sarcasm, and she's very good at it. Shi Yang had been called out 3 times in a row, and he looked really ticked off. Before he could get all embarrassed and blow a fuse, Dai Mubai tried to smooth things over. You guys are a well-rounded team. Strong attack, agile attack, control, support. And Ning Rongrong, you've got the 7 treasures glazed pagoda? The 7 treasures glazed pagoda? Aha. Ning Rongrong nodded, a little shy, and said awkwardly, I'm just normal, really. You don't have to look at me like that. The 7 treasures glazed pagoda was definitely a famous spirit. Anyone who had it was instantly the center of attention. Ning Rongrong, you'll support us. Xiao Wu and Zhao Zhao, you'll attack from the front. I'll try to control Teacher Zhao, and Zhu Zhuqing, you can harass him from the side. As a control-type soul master, Tang San immediately came up with a plan, but he was being a bit petty, and didn't want to give Shi Yang anything to do. He hadn't forgotten what Shi Yang said to Chu Zhao. What about me? Shi Yang didn't get mad that he wasn't given a job. Instead, he looked at Tang San with anticipation. Tang San just stared at him, and said, don't call me that. We're not that close. You're also a strong attacker, so you should just attack head-on. He felt weird when someone he barely knew called him that. Come on, San. Don't be like that. We're from the same school, on the same team. It's good to get to know each other. Shi Yang acted like he didn't get what Tang San was saying, and kept calling him San. Tang San's face turned into a scowl, and he just shut up. Tang San was in a bad mood, so he didn't say anything. He didn't want to waste his breath, but he didn't like to fight with people so early, but Xiao Wu did. She hated it when someone she barely knew, or even disliked, called Tang San that. "Hey there, buddy, looking for a brother?" "No problem, we can all be your brother." Xiao Wu totally stole that line from Chu Zhao. The message was clear: you're just a little brother. Shi Yang got it right away, and his face turned red with anger. Luckily, the incense stick was almost burned out, or they might have thrown down. The 7 treasures turned to glass, and the 7 treasures have names. One is called strength, and the other is called speed. As an auxiliary soul master, Ning Rongrong released her spirit skills fast. When Zhao Wuji saw the 7 treasures glazed pagoda soul master show up, he was happy at first, and then attacked Ning Rongrong without holding back. If it's a team fight, killing the support first is almost always the way to go. As soon as Zhao Wuji moved, Tang San knew he'd messed up. One of the attackers should have stayed behind to protect Ning Rongrong. He snapped into action and tried to use the blue silver grass to save her, but before he could, a black figure grabbed Ning Rongrong around the waist, leaped into the air, and landed in a safe spot. Tang San knew it was Chu Zhao protecting Ning Rongrong, so he didn't have to worry. Now, they just had to attack. Tang San yelled at Xiao Wu. "Xiao Wu, let's go." After 6 years of being together, they knew each other really well. They could understand what each other was thinking with just a look. Tang San and Xiao Wu worked together perfectly. He used the blue silver grass to try and control Zhao Wuji, and she used soft skills to fight him. Using softness to beat hardness is a good plan, but Xiao Wu and Tang San were way outmatched. The blue silver grass couldn't control Zhao Wuji at all. And even though Xiao Wu got close, she couldn't knock him down. Using her speed, Zhu Zhuqin quietly got behind Zhao Wuji. She used her spirit to attack him, but it didn't hurt him. Again, they were just too weak. Tang San quickly learned his lesson and used the Tang Sex moves to turn the force of Zhao Wuji's attack back on him. He and Xiao Wu worked together seamlessly, and finally, Xiao Wu was able to use her soft skills to knock him down, but even though they knocked him down, he wasn't even hurt. As the dust settled, the others were still worried that Zhao Wuji might be hurt, but Chu Zhao had already used her first spirit skill. Chapter 20, Sea of Blood. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It's always a good time to kick someone when they're down. First soul skill, Undead Scythe Shadow Kill. Zhao Wuji, just hauling himself out of the dirt, felt Chu Zhao's attack coming. He managed to stand and sidestep, barely dodging it. This little goth girl's got a heart as dark as her clothes, just jumps right into the attack. He was too slow. Hiss, he was about to trash-talk Chu Zhao when he felt a searing pain. The scythe in Chu Zhao's hand might have been a bit slow, but that wasn't the real attack. That was just a distraction. The real attack was 2 invisible scythe shadows that sliced deep gashes into Zhao Wuji's back. The pain hit him a beat later. "Damn, you actually broke through my defenses and drew blood." Zhao Wuji was surprised they'd even made him sweat while using their martial spirits. That was a cheap shot. Teacher Zhao didn't even attack first. Shi Yang, who hadn't even lifted a finger, got all riled up about Zhao Wuji getting hurt and started pointing fingers at Chu Zhao, but before Chu Zhao could answer, Zhao Wuji cut him off. "Hey, chill out, kid. I'm not even mad, and you're the first one to complain. This girl's doing great, better than any of you. The fight's not over, so don't let your guard down. I'm your opponent now, so do whatever it takes to win." Zhao Wuji wasn't really upset about the injury, he was more embarrassed. He couldn't believe this teenager had gotten the better of him after all these years, plus, he respected Chu Zhao's style. That's what a top-notch combat soul master should be. Shi Yang felt wronged, but he didn't dare talk back to Zhao Wuji. He just glared daggers at Chu Zhao. "Alright, you guys better buckle up. I'm about to get serious." After giving the youngsters a heads up, Zhao Wuji clapped his massive hands together, shaking the air. Seeing Xiao Wu, thrown by Tang San, attack Zhao Wuji with the meteor hammer and wanting to follow up with more attacks, Chu Zhao quickly warned her. "Hit once, then fall back and stall for time. So Tang San immediately used his blue-silver grass to pull back Xiao Wu and Zhu Zhuqing, who had just used netherworld claws. It was perfect timing because Zhao Wuji's first soul ring lit up the next second. Even though they retreated, they still got caught in the blast. Zhu Zhuqing and Xiao Wu were both hurt, but nothing too serious. That's because when Zhao Wuji used his first soul skill, Chu Zhao also activated her second soul skill to dampen the impact. Second soul skill, Sea of Blood of the Dead. When Chu Zhao activated her second soul ring, the black scythe with red patterns in her hand turned blood red, bathing everything in crimson glow. It looked like the very air had turned into a sea of blood, thick and sticky. Everything seemed to stand still, except for the scythe in Chu Zhao's hand. It moved so fast you couldn't tell the scythe from the blood. It was everywhere. The air itself seemed to be a scythe. Zhao Wuji didn't realize he'd been hit until a sharp pain shot through his gut, the first wound he could write off as underestimating his opponents, but the second? Zhao Wuji was speechless. Inside, he was freaking out. How could a martial spirit be so fast and sharp it could actually hurt him? This wasn't any ordinary scythe. The attack landed, the blood faded, and everyone saw Zhao Wuji's new wound. They gasped, doing their part to raise the global temperature. Shi Yang, the time traveler who'd been gunning for Chu Zhao, clapped his hand over his mouth. He felt like he'd dodged death a dozen times. He was terrified and started ranting to himself. What is going on? There is no mention of such a powerful person in the original novel. This makes no sense. Could it be that she is also a time traveler, a person who should not have existed, so she was not mentioned in the original book? But this may also be the influence of my time travel. A few days ago, I met several soul lords who were 12 or 13 years old. I have never heard of them before. Yes, there is another possibility, that is, she died a long time ago. That must be the case. Only geniuses who died early never grew up, so she is not in the plot at all. No one noticed Shi Yang's mental breakdown because everyone else was focused on surviving the rest of the fight. Only half the time had passed, but they were already giving it everything they had. Even though Zhao Wuji had 3 wounds, the one in his abdomen being pretty deep, he didn't seem too bothered. Stall. Chu Zhao glanced at the wound and knew Zhao Wuji was hurting more than he let on. Tang San, Xiao Wu, and Zhu Zhuqing trusted Chu Zhao without question. Ning Rongrong was a little skeptical, but since she was only support, she went along with it. Only Shi Yang, who didn't trust Chu Zhao and was always trying to undermine her, rolled his eyes. Then he immediately charged in, launching his first attack. Predictably, Zhao Wuji swatted him aside, making him the most injured of the bunch. Third brother, Teacher Zhao is too strong. We can't beat him. Use your hidden weapon, or we're toast. That he was practically screaming, clearly desperate. Tang San, who hadn't noticed anything, gave him a look colder than he'd ever seen. He was ready to kill him. How do you know I have a hidden weapon? We've never met before, and I haven't used one in front of you. Hearing that, Shi Yang's heart skipped a beat. He'd screwed up big time. He'd been so eager to change the plot that he'd forgotten Tang San's hidden weapon was supposed to be a secret. Third brother, you might not know me, but I know you. I've seen you fight from afar, and I've always admired you. That's all. His brain was working overtime, and Shi Yang quickly came up with a smooth explanation. He even impressed himself. Really? That the coldness on Tang San's face faded, but his tone was still suspicious. Only Chu Zhao, who knew Tang San well and was good at reading people, noticed the unease. Shi Yang thought he'd fooled Tang San and smirked to himself.